Zach Catanzareti here with KickingTheTires.net, and I am joined here by two men who are breaking into the NASCAR world this weekend at Atlanta Motor Speedway. That is first Josh Askew, who is CEO of Zero FG Energy, as well as Chuck Brooks, who's the Director of Business Development for Zero FG. And of course, Brandon Brown, who's the driver of the number 68 Brandonbilt Chevrolet that will carry those beautiful gold and black colors. I just looked at the car for the first time today, and it looks hot. It looks fast. So, and it's going to be a really fast track. We'll touch on that a little bit later. But for those who don't know, Zero FG Energy was developed for those who battle the daily drama of life while having to pretend that they really care. I think we can all use a little bit of that nowadays. But Josh, I'll start with you. This idea really came within quarantine and really spread into a movement as well as an energy drink brand. So how did this idea really come to fruition and get off the ground? Because as you know, starting a business, the toughest part can be getting it off the ground.
Yeah, so Chuck and I had always, we've been talking for a couple of years about wanting to get into the energy drink space, but we just, couldn't really get the right idea. We had the right mentality, and anyway, the whole thing just came to light when we were right there sitting in our homes like everybody else was in the world at the time. And we started putting things together. We started trying to see if the name and working on everything we needed to protect the company and build the brand and protect the brand. And, we started doing the research and see what it takes. Like, hey, how do you do this? Where do you start? What do you do? I mean, we had no clue. We're not in energy drink business. And so we found some key partnerships and some people and companies that could help us develop it and develop our brand and help us to get where we needed to be to launch a product. And we had some key people that we brought on that were very integral in helping the company get to where it is today. And that's pretty much how we got there. I mean, it literally was just working towards that goal of getting a product. And we had a great logo designer. We had great drink designers, people that the scientists that helped design the recipe, and all that stuff came together. We were happy with it. We felt like it was ready for the market, and so that's where we're at.
Yeah, and Josh, really, Brandon has become, like himself, one of the most well-known names in the sport over the last 5 months for a lot of ways that we really didn't predict. But why was Brandon and Brandonbilt Motorsports the right place for Zero FG to come in?
So with Brandon, we had yet to establish a solid marketing plan at the time. And we started reading articles about how Brandon was having trouble getting sponsors. And I don't know if you've seen his videos, but him kicking trash cans and all that kind of stuff with the blank car. I felt like, this guy, this is just, a regular guy trying to make a living by working hard. And, you have all these things in life that are outside of your control and you can't do anything about them. And here he is, this should have been, one of the greatest moments of his life that he, could have sat there and just reveled in. And then, within 10 minutes, quickly turned into this whirlwind that he had no control over. And he was a victim in all of it. And, we felt like those are the kind of brand ambassadors that we want. Those are the people that we want to represent our brand. And we felt like he just really, fit the mold. We started doing research. We saw he had great work ethic and just all around, just a normal person that got caught up in all this stuff. And so we felt like if anybody would resonate with it, it would be him.
Yeah, and Chuck, thank you for joining us as well. First off, just to go off what he said and really explain your role as Director of Business Development, really how you got started with Josh on this and really what role you played getting this deal together with Brandon.
Apologize, I had you muted. Yeah. I'm actually number 2, and my value with the company is I'm very network and relationship oriented. I have a vast network of people in retail and distribution and just all around relationships throughout many different organizations.
Yeah, and really, Brandon, we've really introduced a lot of companies to the sport over the last 9 months, with Brandonbilt and how the team's really been growing. What does it really mean to you to prove Brandonbilt as a viable place for partners to really come into the sport for the first time?
Well, like Josh said, when he won Talladega, that was supposed to be like the greatest day of his life. And, with all the thing that's happened, we would love to support somebody like that could just, the culture we have is just, as Josh said, blocking out the noise, running your own race, and just leaving everything behind. And he was just like the perfect person for that. He's a great guy. His work ethic is second to none. And that's the people we like to surround ourselves with and be affiliated with. Yeah,
Brandon, what does it really mean to hear, these words? You always get a lot of accolades for the type of person you are and the work ethic that you bring to the family team, but to hear it from guys who are coming out and supporting you and coming into the sport for the first time, what does that really make you feel like?
Yeah. It's always a great feeling to have your hard work recognized. That it makes everything feel worth it. Like, okay, I wasn't doing this just for the sake of doing this. So it's one of those things that it solidifies what I'm doing and that what I'm doing is right. So, because the way that NASCAR is nowadays, there are a lot of drivers that kind of just do the pay to play. They're just kind of there because they were able to rent the ride. But with us, it's really paid off to be able to work hard, break through, finally get the win, and have that. The plan was hopefully start winning and get some, and then the partnerships come along that help elevate your team. And so far it seems great, like it's working. Like we got our win, and that went way more viral than I thought it ever would. But a great partnership has come from it, and I'm so excited to be able to work with Josh and Chuck and everybody and Jerome over at Zero FG.
And NASCAR has really been a home for many energy drink brands over the years. NOS Energy, Bucked Up, Rowdy, Monster Energy, of course, sponsored the sport for a couple of years. So for Chuck or Josh, how has this involvement from other brands that you've seen enhanced the viability or the interest level for you guys to join the sport yourself?
Yeah, I think there's always a good connection between energy drinks and any type of sports, any type of racing, anything like that. And it's probably a safer play, to get you some exposure. But yeah, I do think that the fans are always open to new products and sponsorships and anything to make the sport better. Because it's all about getting the sponsors in there so the sport can continue to thrive. And so we're happy to be a part of it. We're happy to have been accepted, and we're happy to have Brandon as a brand ambassador for us on the journey.
And for Brandon, 22 has been a really optimistic start for the team. 3 top 15 finishes in the 4 races. A little issues at Vegas, but overall the team really seems to be in a good place. Fairly similar to the last couple of years where you get really off to a hot start. But what's really the mindset for the team going into this, this weekend particularly, because it's a really important race, but from an organization perspective, are your goals kind of leaning more towards keeping it consistent and keeping these finishes, perhaps through the summer?
Yeah. To set like a baseline goal, yeah, you want to keep knocking out top 15, top 10s, going out, nailing down stage points. But now with where we are and the partnerships that we've entered into with Zero FG and everybody, we're looking at setting that goal bar to the win column. And with how wide open the possibilities are at Atlanta because of the repave, where we're practically going to be running wide open, it brings a good, way better odds for us. And because the playing field is even, those playbooks that were super thick from other teams now just thinned out as thin as ours. So it's one of those things that we're excited about because there's such a great opportunity to get out and really knock it out of the park this weekend. And there'd be no better way to debut the Zero FG car than put it in victory lane. So
That's right.
Now, how much Zero FG are you going to drink before the race? Is that a good idea or is that maybe a bad idea?
yeah, well, I think I drank like 10 of those things when we were doing a commercial shoot. It felt like I didn't realize that like in commercials you're actually supposed to just like act like you're drinking, and I was actually just putting them down. So
You could have put like water in it or something.
yeah, duly noted for next time. So I drank a lot of products, so I was ready to roll. So gonna have to have maybe one or two before the race get woken up.
Yeah, awesome. And cannot wait for that. And Josh and Chuck, we were talking before the show here, and you guys are obviously all in on Georgia. You've been there all your lives. You've been to Atlanta. What do you think about this new track? The drivers don't know what to expect, but what do you guys expect from being there and seeing that new place?
Man, it's been a lot of work going into that track. Living nearby, it's been constant up there. Been a big focus. So I've only driven around that track one time, unrelated to racing. So I don't really know what to expect, but I've seen it. I've seen the action on the track, and I'm just definitely looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. And it's not every day you get some fresh asphalt up there. So.
And I'll add to that, being born in Georgia, we got the best track there. I mean, it's got to be the best one in the world, right, Josh?
That's right.
It's got the history, and now it's going to have the drama for sure. And you guys are bringing the energy, so it's going to be a hell of a weekend. And we wish Brandon the best of luck on Saturday for the Xfinity race. And I want to thank Josh and Chuck, you guys, for joining us this weekend. Zero FG Energy now available for pre-order, and we have their website and social media handles below. So check them out, and thank you everyone for watching.